Hello and welcome to week 5 of Action Figure Wrestling. I am your host, your commissioner. I am the man that is gang affiliated per one Nick Gage, the Tony Deppen of wrestling figure collecting. Mr. Dylan Gilbert, with me as always are my two friends, Dave and Jerry. Dave, take it away, my friend.
It is your friend, your hero, your My House Sports Gear sponsored athlete, Retromania Wrestling Superstar, or the Virgil, your choice, the king of the downvote, the head of Breakdown, the Daredevil Dave Dahl. And I gotta say, Lockdown was a huge success this past weekend. We saw 3 championships crowned, a surprise debut, and just some hell of a good action. So.
And on the other side of the ring, Jerry, take it away.
It is the El Presidente of the Carnage brand. I'm not going to do my full intro this time. I got to save that. It's cool, too cool to do every time. I am Jerry, at Jerry Damage on Twitter, not on the Instagram. The major brawler, the major dad, the heart and soul of the Major Pod Facebook group. That's it.
That's it. There's another one of our long, unsure pauses. There you go, Zanman. So, looks like we don't have a coin flip this week. We don't have any sort of, big business to get to out of the gate. It's just time to dive into some action figure wrestling. Yeah. Carnage is
where the big boys play.
Look at the adjective. All right, let me get my
big boys play. You can see this
official
modified. If you're watching the video here, it's a modified T-shirt of the old WCW logo, where the big boys play. It's got Sting, it's got Macho, it's got Hogan on there, who are all Carnage superstars, except for instead of the WCW logo, it's got the Carnage logo now. So that's my new shirt that the El Presidente will wear for fig photography. It's pretty cool.
All right. We've got our timer set and ready to go. Jerry, let me know when you're ready and we'll get this thing started.
All right, let me go to my playlist here.
Dramatic pause. Dramatic pause.
Maniacal laugh. Maniacal laugh.
Okay, let me get my Mance Warner references in while I can.
Oh, I was doing the Muppets. But Mance is basically a Muppet, so it's okay.
It's the same energy.
All right, I am ready when you all are.
All right, timer starts now.
Attention. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention?
It's time for Carnage. Coming off the successful pay-per-view Genesis last night, we come out to the shot of the ring, and we hear this. Flair's music hits. He comes out to the ring, gets on a microphone, and says, "Last night, we witnessed history. Not only was it the first pay-per-view for Carnage, but it was also where we crowned the first Carnage World Heavyweight Champion. So allow me to bring out at this time our champion, Hulk Hogan." Hulk Hogan comes out sporting that Carnage World Heavyweight Championship and that Carnage T-shirt. Here you see that defining moments Hulk Hogan, because we don't have the Ultimate yet, but when he comes in, I'm going to upgrade to that one, because that is a sick figure.
If they ever show up.
If they ever, yeah. 2022. Hey, when it comes, it comes. It's literally in the next year. Wow, gal.
We'll get at the same time as the new arena ring.
Probably. It's not far off, probably. So, but anyways, here's Hogan.
Give him an extra minute. for that. Sorry.
No, I don't. I don't think I'm going full time tonight.
28 minutes, 2 seconds.
Hogan comes down the ring, and Flair looks at him and goes, "Hulk, on behalf of myself, the board of directors, and all of these fans, allow me to officially congratulate you on becoming our first heavyweight champion." Hogan responds, "Thanks a lot, Flair. You know a lot about championships too, brother. So I know coming from you, that means a lot. For me, I've won a lot of championships in my career. I've had championships at Starcades and at WrestleManias, but last night was special, dude. See, a lot of people doubted the Hulkster. They said I couldn't get it done. They said that I wouldn't be champion again. Well, dreams do come true, and sometimes it's just great to prove all your haters wrong, brother." And then Austin comes out and grabs a microphone. "As far as Stone Cold is concerned, that's my damn belt. I had just eliminated Orange Cassidy, and as soon as I turned around to toss your ass out of the ring, Macho Man blindsided me, and that son of a bitch cheated to cost me that title. So yeah, I'm a little pissed off here tonight." Flair walks over to him. "Steve, that's more than fair. And while I'm here tonight congratulating Hulk, you were cheated last night. And so in the interest of fairness, I think I'll give you a shot at the #1 contendership tonight. In our main event, it'll be Stone Cold Steve Austin versus the man he eliminated last in the Absolute Carnage match, Orange Cassidy. The winner will go on to the main event of our next pay-per-view, All Hallows Eve, and face Hulk Hogan for the Carnage World Heavyweight Championship." Austin seems pretty pleased with that as we cut to commercial break.
26 minutes, 3 seconds.
Pretty good for an opening.
Beating
Segment
WWE.
2. Do what?
So you're beating WWE? Those promos last 20 minutes.
That's true. That's always been there. All right, so. Why am I not finding this? There it is. Okay. It's because I didn't have his actual WWE theme. I had the other one from It Lives, It Breathes. So anyways. Here we go. Segment 2. Come back from commercial break. We come out. It is Edge making his way out for singles competition. Of course, last night at Genesis, we saw Edge and Christian defeat their proteges, so to speak, two guys who they helped break into the business, Matt Cardona and Brian Myers, and his opponent,
Mamacita.
Eddie Guerrero makes his way out. Of course, Eddie Guerrero did not have a great showing in the Absolute Carnage match, being eliminated pretty quickly by Macho Man and Stone Cold after he got into that match. But we're underway. Ding, ding, ding. Pretty great back and forth action here between two ring veterans, two guys with a lot of skills, trying to get the one-upmanship on each other. Eventually, Edge starts to get the upper hand. He hits the Edge-o-matic. He hits a few other signature Edge moves, and Eddie is reeling. Eddie does not know what he can do here to take back control this match. So he looks to the outside. He sees Christian standing there. He slides out beside Christian, looks him right in the eyes, smacks him as hard as he can right across the face. Slides back into the ring. Christian is irate and hops up on the apron, getting ready to try to come in after Eddie. The referee goes over to stop him. Edge runs over to just hold on, Christian, hold on. But while Edge is over there being distracted, Eddie comes from behind and kick to the nuts. Edge goes down hard. He didn't see it coming, literally. He goes down hard. Roll up from Eddie. The referee turns around. 1, 2, 3. Eddie Guerrero is your winner. He slides out quickly as Christian comes in after him. And it looks like Eddie has lied, cheated, and still stole another match here on Carnage as we cut to commercial break.
23 minutes, 16 seconds.
Seg 3. We come back, and Brutus, the Barber Beefcake, is already standing in the ring because I still don't have entrance music for him. So he is standing in the ring. Seriously, if anybody out there listens to this and has an idea, at Jerry Damage on Twitter or slide in those DMs on Facebook and let me know of a good theme song. I'll take fan suggestions for that one. So Brutus is standing in the ring. Of course, Brutus last night won the hair versus hair match against Daniel Bryan. And, of course, it was the last time that we would see Daniel Bryan here as he was asked for his trade to be over to Breakdown brand. Which goes to show that's just the power of Brother Brutus. His opponent. That's right. It is Matt Cardona. He comes down to the ring. He's now wearing a crown and sporting an MDK t-shirt. You see here on this figure that I've custom Matt Cardona figure. He's also sporting the Internet Championship belt that he likes to carry around with him all the time. He hands something to the referee and says, say it right now. The referee goes, and representing the major Detolf Collectors gang worldwide, representing for all of his toys locked up as a Target exclusive out of stock, representing the mother effing ringside exclusives. Rest in peace, Zack Ryder, and rest in peace his brother Kurt Hawkins. And you already know it's PBR for a real effing star, the major, the king, the Michael Jordan of this shit, Matt Cardona. Matt then goes over and takes the microphone. Last night at Genesis, it didn't quite go the way I wanted it to. I blame that on one person, Jon Moxley. But Jon Moxley, guess what? You might have cost me the win last night, but tonight, I'm proving that I'm the Deathmatch King, and I am the Internet Champion. Just to stick it to you, brother. And Brutus comes over to him and goes, hey, Matt, you're so confident here tonight. Why don't you put that little belt up for grabs? And Matt goes, against you? Sure, why not, Brutus? Just so I can get my mandatory title defense in that I need to make every 30 days. Ding, ding, ding. It's a pretty one-sided affair. Brutus tries to start getting some offense in, but Matt Cardona is actually pretty brutal in this match, hitting some lefts and rights, some vicious clotheslines. He whips him over into the corner really, really hard. Brutus goes down, and then Broski lines it up there on the other side and starts going for it. Woo, woo, woo. Hits that big reboot, and Brutus looks to be seeing stars. Matt now lines up in the corner. It looks like he's getting ready to go for the radio silence to put this one away. When all of a sudden, it's Wild Thing. That's Jon Moxley. Moxley makes his way out. He's got that barbed wire baseball bat. He looks to be headed straight towards the ring. Security is cutting him off before he can get in there and try to do some real damage here to Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona's egging him on through the ropes, going, come on, let him through, taunting him, wanting Moxley to do it. Moxley is trying his best to fight through all those security members that are holding him back. But Broski had his back turned, and Brother Brutus comes up from behind. Roll up. 1, 2, 3. We have a new Internet Champion. Brutus, the Barber Beefcake, has just won the the Internet Championship from Brutus, from Broski, from Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona is livid. He is beside himself as Brutus holds up the title, runs around the ring circling. I don't have Effie. There is no Effie, but I do have a Brutus, the effing Barber Beefcake figure.
I was saying it like oy vey. F-A, oy vey.
Oh, it's a tough
Matt
month
Cardona
for
is
Matt.
livid as we cut to commercial break.
18 minutes, 5 seconds.
How much time's left?
18 minutes.
Come on, that was a great segment, man.
That was
a great
fantastic.
segment. Come
I
on.
missed most of it. That was,
It
that
was great. It was well
booted
done.
from the internet.
Well done.
Well done.
During the Internet Championship match, out of all things.
It's all your fault. Conspiracy.
All right, Seg 4. I gotta hurry this up. Seg
Yo.
4. We come back to the ring. Flair comes back out and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, we got some business to take care of. We got a couple of announcements to make for All Hallows Eve, our next pay-per-view. You see, last night at Genesis, we crowned our World Heavyweight Champion. And so, coming up at All Hallows Eve, we will crown our Intercontinental Champion. And we will crown the first ever Carnage Tag Team Champions." You see those beautiful little belts that I'm holding up here?
You're welcome.
Yes. Courtesy Dave helped me hook up with somebody on that one.
And design.
Now, the question is, how will we decide who gets to wear those beautiful belts? For the Intercontinental belt, we will be having a 6-man scramble match, which means 6 men, 1 fall, 1 winner, 1 belt. Winner take all. Now, the participants will be getting to that starting next week. We'll be figuring out who deserves those 6 spots. For the tag team titles, though, we're going to have a tag team title tournament. The finals will be at All Hallows Eve. And I could not be more excited of that. We have signed some big superstars in the draft who are just asking. They begged. They said, "Ric Flair, we want to be in here in this tag team division. We want those tag team titles that you're going to award to somebody." And so I said, "Superstars, you'll get your shot." And just then, Judas hits, and out walks Chris Jericho, followed by Elias, and he goes, "Flair, you don't have to go through this big charade of having a tag team title tournament. You can just give the belts to me and Elias right now, and we'll be happy to walk away with them, and then we will be fitting champions for Carnage." And Flair goes, "You know what? I'm not going to do that, but I will give you guys a match to prove yourselves coming up next." And we cut to commercial break. Seg 5, we have Jericho and Elias waiting in the ring. This is a tongue twister a little bit, isn't it? As we wait for their opponents. It's Sting! Sting comes out with his new tag team partner, the Ultimate Warrior. Last night on Genesis, they, of course, had a pretty brutal affair where brothers have to fight sometimes, but it looks like whatever issues they had, they have gotten over, and they are now teaming up together here on Carnage. So they come down to the ring, and ding, ding, ding. It's pretty one-sided for the most part. I mean, it's Jericho and Elias are trying to take some offense here, but pretty much the Ultimate Warrior just shakes everything off in that no-sell Ultimate Warrior attitude. Sting comes in and hits a couple big stinger splashes on Elias in the corner. It looks to be setting up for that Scorpion Deathlock to get everything ready when all of a sudden wait, the lights go out. What's that happening? What's happened? Now the arena comes back on. It's a red dim around the arena. Sting and the Ultimate Warrior are baffled at what is happening. Lights go back out. Lights come back on. It's Papa Shango. That's right now. I couldn't find my Papa Shango Elite earlier. So you got the micro brawler, Papa Shango looking at you right here. Papa Shango. They're really confused as to what is going on. The Ultimate Warrior goes down to go chase after Papa Shango. The lights go out. Lights come back on. Papa Shango is now gone. However, Jericho is now standing behind Sting. He rolls him up real quick. 1, 2, 3. And Jericho and Elias have proven themselves, granted in kind of weird fashion here, but they have come out winners here on the other side as we cut to commercial break.
12 minutes, 48 seconds.
All right. Seg 6. We come back for our next contest. Bret Hart comes out and he comes out and waits for his next opponent. And his opponent Brian Myers comes out. Of course, Brian Myers, along with Matt Cardona, did have a come out on the wrong side of that loss last week. However, this week he looks to maybe start off a different chapter as he looks to take on the Hitman here. Ding, ding, ding. Really great matchup here between these two. The formerly known Kurt Hawkins, Brian Myers, giving everything he can to the excellence of execution. Bret Hart, of course, selling just like only he can. And eventually it comes over here. Kurt Hawkins, Brian Myers now turns around. Bret goes for a clothesline, misses. Kurt Hawkins turns around. Roster cut! Down to Bret, but Bret falls, and the momentum shifts him to the outside. Kurt Hawkins can't believe it. Brian Myers can't believe it. He's beside himself as we cut to commercial break. Come back, and it looks like Brian Myers is continuing to wail on Bret. He sets him up. He's going to go for another roster cut. As he spins it for it, Bret ducks, turns around. He hooks Brian Myers down for a small package. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Bret has won this contest, but afterwards he stands up and he looks at Brian Myers and extends his hand. Brian shakes it in a sign of sportsmanship, and it looks like maybe there's some respect here between these two as we cut to commercial break. Seg 8. We come to Mean Gene standing inside the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you at this time, my guest, the latest Carnage superstar. Roman Reigns comes down. Of course, Roman was drafted here just recently in the draft. He's the head of the table. And, of course, we're using the top picks one that's got that gold gauntlet. It just looks so sweet. And Gene goes, let me be the first to introduce you, Roman, and to congratulate you on joining the Carnage brand. Let me get your thoughts on what made you choose to come here over Breakdown or over some other companies. And as he says that, Seth Rollins' music hits and Seth walks down to the ring. He gets a microphone, comes over to Gene and Roman and says, let me be the first to welcome you here, brother. You see, I know that John's here, but John's kind of off doing his own thing, and I wanted somebody I could work with here in Carnage. And seeing you sign last night, I know that you and I are brothers. We have been through wars. We have been through battles, and I know that here, I've got your back. You can have mine. I want you and I to team up together. I want the Shield to come back and make a difference here in Carnage. Before Roman can answer him,
Yes, what the Rock is cooking.
Rock comes down and makes his way down to the ring. And Seth, you know, that's a good game plan. And hey, you guys have certainly been down the road together a few times, but Roman, you and I are blood. And so when you're thinking about who's going to have your back, you can have this guy right here watch your back, but this guy's also stabbed you in the back a lot of times too. But I'm family, and family means something. A wise guy once told me that. That's funny. I'll pop myself with that. Yeah, Dave's laughing too. No, joking. Anyways, so the Rock says, but Roman, you got a choice to make here, brother. Now, I don't want to put you in a rough spot, but you know that you and I, we can do a lot together. It's an exciting thing that I'm really excited about here, and I want you to think about that, okay? And we cut to commercial break as you see Roman really starting to kind of look back and forth between Seth and The Rock as he doesn't really know who to choose to side with here on Carnage.
7 minutes, 18 seconds.
Okay, now we're back on track. Seg 9. We cut backstage to Mean Gene. You must have raced back there for that segment. Mean Gene standing there with the Macho Man. Macho Man, last night at Carnage, you intercepted back into the match and cost Stone Cold Steve Austin his shot at the Carnage World Heavyweight Championship. Can you comment on your actions last night? Macho Man goes, Gene, let me tell you something about that. You see, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. He thinks he's a cream of the crop. He thinks he's elite, brother, but he's not. Because the Macho Man Randy Savage is. And so last night, oh yeah, the Macho Man did something that he thought he had to do. Because you see, I knew that tonight, Stone Cold Steve Austin would be trying to weasel his little way back into that title match. Well, that's fine. But I guarantee you at All Hallows Eve, Macho Man's going to be there too, brother. You can bank on that. As we cut to commercial break.
5 minutes, 57 seconds.
Seg 10. It is main event time.
Dun, dun, dun. Da-na-na-na.
Introducing first.
Stop.
Orange Cassidy comes out wearing those perfect jacket and everything. And his opponent. Stone Cold Steve Austin makes his way down to the ring. Ding-a-ding. And we are underway. Austin walks to the center of the ring and meets Orange Cassidy right there. Austin looks at him, flips him off. Orange Cassidy then looks at him, puts one hand in the air, puts the other up, slides them down into his pockets. Austin just kind of looks side to side like, what is this? What's this guy doing? And then Orange kicks. Austin looks again like, what? He's just kicking me? What's this? You know, I'm on Stone Cold. He's here for a fight. Another kick. And after that, Austin just loses it. Austin goes to wail on him. But OC is ducking and weaving, hands still in the pockets. He goes bounces off the ropes. Hands still in the pockets. He shoots again. Drop kick. Austin goes down. Austin now rolls to the outside. Orange off the ropes again. Suicide dive with the hands still in the pockets. Orange pops back up and lets out an uncharacteristic as he's pumped, and he is winning against Stone Cold Steve Austin as we cut to commercial break. Seg 11, we come back. And Orange still kind of in charge on this match, as we would not really suspect that. He goes for the orange punch, however, and then Austin ducks. Austin turns around. Stone Cold Stunner. But before he can go for the pin, Orange was a little bit too close, and after a 2 count, he had that foot on the rope. Austin kind of berated himself and just kind of mad that he's not quite putting him away just yet. Austin goes and picks him up again, waits on him. Orange looks at him, gets up slowly. Kick to the gut, Stone Cold Stunner, right in the center of the ring. 1, 2, 3. And their winner, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold is celebrating in the ring, getting a couple Steve Weisers, a couple of those old Pabst Blue Ribbons. I've got them here somewhere. I can't find them on my desk. Well, I do have some of those little toy cans that I'll use for fake photography, some Steve Weisers. He's celebrating in the ring, and now at the top of the ramp, Hogan comes out and just points at him, and they're kind of going back and forth a little bit as we go and cut to off the air.
All right, another action-packed episode of Carnage is in the books. Jerry, my one complaint, man, it's not the Pabst Blue Ribbon. It's the Broken Skull IPAs. What? You gotta be on brand, brother. What?
Unfortunately, I couldn't find Broken Skull IPA from China.
Yeah, they'll get around to it sometime around the time that we get all the figures that we want in 2057. But with Carnage in the books, it's time to go to a word from our sponsors. And also check out this trailer for AFW versus Scam.
We might actually have some soon, too.
We might. Desert Highway, the same black van from last week, just screaming down the desert, dust blowing behind it. Two men in black masks driving our heroes locked up in the back. When all of a sudden you hear the sound of not one, but two motorcycles giving chase. Our heroes are sitting in the back. They're wondering, could this possibly be? Could somebody be coming to bail us out? Just at that time, Hulk Hogan on his hog, dude, pulls up to the left side of the van, and the Undertaker, rolling on his hog, pulls right up on the left. Both men look at each other. Hulk Hogan looks to the Undertaker and goes, "What are you doing here, dude?" Undertaker responds, "I should ask you the same thing." Both men are here to bail out the heads of their respective brands. Got to take care of your bookers. Hogan, big boot off the motorcycle, shatters the back glass, opens the van, pulls Jerry out. Undertaker reaches in, grabs Dave, pulls him out. Peacekeeper Dylan's just sitting in the van going, "What about me, guys? What the heck?" Both Hogan and the Undertaker go, "There's only room for one on the back of the bike." "Yeah, that's right. We'll come back for you, dude. We promise." Both motorcycles bridge off to their respective sides. We fade to black. What is going to happen next? Why do the Peacekeeper have to be the one left behind? Why is he always the one excluded? I guess that's because he's the commissioner. We'll find out next week on AFW versus Scam. And we're back. Time for the breakdown, brand.
Interesting choices for our saviors.
I figured, hey man, we're in a van who are two guys known for motorcycles. Kind of writes itself. So, Dave, looks like you're on the clock, Booker man.
You started it already?
No, I've got the clock up and ready. I give you the same. Let me know when you're ready, and I will fire this clock up, and we will get to some breakdown action.
Time to break it. No, I'm just playing. That's a whole different song. All right. I am ready, sir.
Your time starts now.
Wrestling action figures needed an alternative. They needed a new era. They needed a change. Ladies and gentlemen, AFW is that change. Welcome to AFW Breakdown!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's episode of Breakdown. If you caught the pay-per-view, you will know that we have crowned a new tag team champions. We have also crowned our first world champion and our first intercontinental champion. And we take you to the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your AFW World Heavyweight Champion, Kenny Omega. Kenny makes his way to the ring, holding that belt, all proud and happy. He said he was going to be the first champion. He is the first champion. He gets in the ring. He's fired up. He's showing the belt to the six sides, to everybody in the crowd. And he gets on the mic. He goes, I told you guys a few weeks ago I would be the first champion. HBK and Rey Mysterio are former opponents, but they let their issues with each other get in their way, and that was ultimately their demise when I just sluck in there and took the win. See, being the first ever AFW Breakdown World Heavyweight Champion means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to you. It means a lot to everybody in this company. So, I will defend this belt with pride. I will defend this belt with honor. And I will be your champion and your best bout machine until someone kills me. So, that being said, I am ready for all comers. I am ready for everything anybody has to throw at me because I am the champ and this is my AFW Breakdown. Just then you hear and you see Shawn Michaels walk up onto the stage. He has a microphone in hand. And he goes, listen here, kid. You won the belt. That's great. The Lucha Kings and the Cliques drama got in the way of my championship. That belt belongs around this waist. As he gives a little hip swivel. And he's down by the apron. That belt should be HBK's belt. When we got into that match, you were the underdog. Ray was the underdog. I was the favorite. People made out big on DraftKings betting on that bet. But you see, Kenny, we eliminate Ray, and I beat you every time. If it wasn't for Rey Mysterio and all that drama, I would have won. And he's like, so it's time to take what's mine. And then just then you see out of kind of the side of the entranceway, Hall, Nash, Triple H surround the six sides. Shawn's already on the apron. He's looking like he's going to step into the ring. The guys look like they're going to climb up. And then just then, Rey Mysterio, Penta, Phoenix attack Hall, Nash, and Triple H, leaving Shawn on the apron by himself, eliminating Shawn's plan to beat down Kenny Omega. Shawn's looking around, screaming, can't believe what's going on. And just then, V-Trigger by Kenny Omega, knocking HBK off the apron. And we cut to commercial.
25 minutes, 12 seconds, and is DraftKings the new sponsor?
I had to throw it in there. We come back from commercial break. During it, Ellering had made this 8-man tag match. Kenny Omega, the world champion, with the Lucha Kings versus the Clique. The match starts. Omega starts with Triple H. He gets the better of him real quick. Quick tags in and out, too, of the Lucha Kings and Kenny working like a cohesive unit. Lucha Kings and Lucha Bros run a couple double team spots on Triple H as we fade to the next commercial.
24 minutes, 25 seconds.
Seg 3. We come back and the Click is taken over finally. Triple H tagged out Kevin Nash, and Kevin Nash is just using his strength just to overpower Phoenix. And then Quick tags in. Hall's beating down Phoenix. Shawn Michaels beating down Phoenix. Triple H is beating down Phoenix, just taking turns, pounding on Ray Phoenix. Finally, Kenny, Penta, and Ray had enough, and this match just breaks down. It's just a brawl. Penta and Nash take each other out over the top. Phoenix takes out Hall up and over the top of the crossbody. That leaves Ray and Omega, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H. Ray and Omega double clothesline Shawn Michaels up and over the top rope. Then Triple H comes rushing at Ray. Ray, drop toe hold. 619. Would you stop with the Glacier stuff? He doesn't even have a figure. Ray.
Payback.
Ray hits 9. Triple H pops up, turns around, eats a V trigger. Cover. 1, 2, 3. Kenny, here's your winners. Kenny Omega and the Lucha Kings. Kenny's music plays. The Lucha Kings get back in the ring. They're celebrating. Shawn Michaels is on the outside, frustrated, kicking things, pissed off, screaming as he storms to the back with Hall and Nash in tow, dragging Triple H with him. As we cut to commercial.
22 minutes, 18 seconds.
We come back to commercial. The camera's on the ring. And we hear... What? This can't be. He's on Carnage. He's on the Carnage brand. Making his way to the ring, Bryan Danielson. Bryan gets on the mic. He's like, we all know I am the best wrestler in the AFW on either brand. But Carnage decided to treat me like a peasant. They decided I needed a haircut and had Brutus the Beefcake cut my hair in a poorly booked angle. And then later released me afterwards. But good thing I already had my feelers in with Mr. Ellering and Daredevil Dave Dahl to come over to the Breakdown brand. Because I use my brain. I am one of the smartest professional wrestlers there is. And if you want to be part of professional wrestling in the AFW, you come to Breakdown, where it's not full of these old-time legends that are just looking for some more spotlight that they never had in the 80s. Everybody's clapping and cheering, getting a Breakdown chant. Breakdown, breakdown, breakdown. Now Bryan Danielson's feeling it. He's feeling it. He's getting all hyped up. He's like, so first order of business here for me on the Breakdown brand is I want a shot. I want a shot at Darby Allin and his Intercontinental Championship. So Darby, I'm challenging you. I want to be your first title defense. And after that, you hear... And the Undertaker comes out onto the ramp, the microphone, Listen here, kid. You just got here. It's your first day. You came from that B show. Here we're building stars. Even our jobbers are stars. So listen, you need to take a step back and fall in line. After icing my balls for a few days, after that 6-way match that Darby just luckily won, I need to get my revenge. And Brian Danielson's like, Taker, you have nothing to do with this. I didn't ask for you. I asked for Darby. Will, boy, you're in my yard. I do as I please. You want Darby? You need to go through me first. Let's do that. If you beat me, you can have your shot. I beat you, I get mine. Later tonight. And Taker walks off. Down. Brian's like, fair game, let's do it. And he walks off of the ring as we fade to black. Actually, no. We cut to Ellering's office. Ellering's in the office. He's looking at the camera. He goes, LOD got screwed on Sunday. Cody thinks he can just run in and make this grand entrance, jumping off the cage and the ropes and throwing us off and getting those tag team titles away from us. Well, tonight, it's no surprise, as in the main event, it will be the Legion of Doom regaining their tag team titles against the Rhodes. As we fade to commercial. I was a little ahead of
17 minutes, 54 seconds.
All right. We fade to commercial. Boom, 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 boom. We come back for seg 5. Making his way to the ring from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the only Olympic gold medalist in the AFW, Kurt Angle. Angle looking PO'd, just walking to the ring with temper. You see the fire in his eyes, all pumped up. Don't know why I put my phone down. And his opponent from the jungle, representing Jurassic Express and being accompanied by Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy makes his way to the ring, still pumped over his big win over Kurt Angle in a surprise matchup at Lockdown. Kurt Angle is furious when Jungle Boy gets in the ring. He gets right on the attack. Just beating Jungle Boy. Not even wrestling, just pounding him. Just beating him down. Stomps, kicks, knees, everything. Raining elbows. Just beating him down. Beating him down. Kurt Angle goes to pick him up for the Angle Slam. Jungle Boy reverses out though. Rolls him up. 1, 2. Kurt Angle kicks out and is furious. He's so bad he just goes to the outside and grabs a chair. Luchasaurus climbs up on the apron, yelling at the ref, "Get him, he has a chair, get him, he has a chair." Jungle Boy still selling his wounds as he's getting up. Angle slides in, cracks Jungle Boy in the head with the chair, gets rid of it, locks in the ankle lock. The ref hears Kurt go, ref. Jungle Boy's knocked out cold from that chair shot, has the ankle lock. The ref calls for the bell, thinking Jungle Boy passed out from the ankle lock. Here's your winner by submission, Kurt Angle. Kurt's proud of himself. A little bit of retribution, he thinks. Luchasaurus is checking on Jungle Boy, furious. Kurt makes his way up the ramp. Jungle Boy is being carried out by Luchasaurus, getting looked at by the doctors for his ankle and his head. Kurt Angle going into that machine mode of his. All right.
15 minutes remaining.
We go to Seg 6. Bat and Jeff Hardy had their respective matches at Lockdown. Jeff won against Jake, who then went on a bender and got released. Matt Hardy lost to John Morrison, but they're coming out together right now. And Matt gets on the mic. Delete. At lockdown, we had a premonition that tonight we would issue an open challenge. So any team that is here that wants to accept this challenge of me and Brother Nero, please make your way out. And Jeff's just bobbing his head along like, yeah, come on. And you hear,
yo, it's me, it's DDP.
DDP comes out, walking down the ramp with a mic. He's like, hey, yo, it's me, it's DDP. And the Hardys, it looks at me that only half of you are winners. Only half of you can get the job done. So this open challenge of yours makes no sense, but we're going to accept it anyway. And I brought a good friend of mine, a good pal, to accept your challenge. So my friend, if you could please get out here. And out walks the big tattooed head wearing the gray flames, Bam Bam Bigelow, looking nasty. The beast from the east, Asbury Park, New Jersey, gets alongside EDP and they walk into the ring. They get in. Oh, I forgot to pause the music. They get into the ring. And the match starts and Matt Hardy goes right after DDP, getting on him hot and heavy. Punches. But he backs him up into the wrong corner and Bam Bam tags himself in. Bam Bam gets in, looks at Matt all menacingly. And Matt goes to charge after him. And it's a big clothesline as we take a word from our sponsors.
12 minutes, 7 seconds. Go to DraftKings.com.
Seg 7, Bam Bam still in control, goes for a big splash, but Matt moves and tags in Jeff Hardy. Bam Bam tags in DDP. Jeff Hardy with the big comeback. Boom. Finally, DDP sells up, gets kicked in the gut. Jeff goes for the twist of fate. DDP turns with it, turns it into the diamond cutter. Cover. 1, 2, 3. Here's your winners by pinfall.
Yo, it's me, it's
Diamond Dallas Page and Bam Bam Bigelow, the Jersey Triad. The Jersey Triad celebrating, making their debut here in AFW Breakdown after being drafted publicly. And we go to Seg 8.
11 minutes remaining.
On the way to the ring from Death Valley, The Undertaker. Undertaker rides his motorcycle out around the ring. Gets in the ring. He's ready for a fight, throwing his punches. And his opponent, from Aberdeen, Washington, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson. I'm going to do that a lot, I know. He makes his way to the ring, pumped up, gets in. He's ready for a fight against Undertaker. Match starts off slow. They're kind of just feeling each other out. Danielson trying to grab some holds. Tries to show some kicks, but Undertaker kind of backs him up or checks him. Undertaker trying to throw some rights. Still feeling each other out. Finally, Bryan gets up on him a little bit to the point where he gets frustrated and he bails out of the ring. As we fade to commercial.
9 minutes, 35 seconds.
Taker gets back in the ring and he's already taken over during the commercial break, but Bryan is getting his comeback. Oh, big line as he sits down with it. Another one. Taker in the corner, the big drop kick. Getting up on him. And just, he's getting ready. He tries to go for the label lock. Taker gets out of the ring. Goes to his bike and grabs that pipe that he likes to keep on his bike. Because he's so frustrated with Daniel Bryan trying to lock him in the submission. Gets in the ring. Has the pipe. The ref's yelling at him. He threatens the ref. The ref cowers in fear. Undertaker goes to swing it. Bryan Danielson puts him in the label lock anyway. Has it locked in. He's squeezing it. He's holding it tightly. Larging it and just wrenching it. Undertaker looks like he's going to tap. He slams his hand down. But no, he grabs the pipe and he takes it and he hits Daniel Bryan in the head with the pipe as he's in the label lock. The ref calls for the bell. The Undertaker gets up and just starts beating down Bryan Danielson. I'm going to do that a lot. It's going to take me a little bit, all right?
It's fine.
Yeah. Stop laughing then. He's beating down Bryan Danielson and he gets him set up for the last ride. And Darby Allin comes running out and sliding into the ring to make the save. Taker kind of pushes Bryan away, and he's in between both Darby and Undertaker. And Darby's just looking at Undertaker as he's holding the belt. And he's holding it up in his hand, looking at it. And he looks back at Taker. And he grabs the belt with two hands. And Bryan Danielson's starting to get up a little bit. Darby Allin cracks Danielson with the belt. And aligns himself with the Taker. And they start beating him down together. Bryan Danielson is getting beat down by Darby Allin and The Undertaker. We never thought we'd see the day that Darby would turn bad and go against. They're beating him down for a good minute or so before. Static? No, it can't be. The music's playing just a little bit. Taker, Darby, stop. Look up at the ramp. Looking for him. He comes from behind. Cracks Taker with a chair. Drop kicks Darby Allin. And both Undertaker and Darby powder out. And just looking up at Punk as he's helping Bryan Danielson up. CM Punk is here in AFW breakdown. As we fade the commercial break. I played that for a little bit. I hope we don't get flagged.
6 minutes, 19 seconds. We're going to hope we don't get tagged by a living color. Sorry, we love you.
We're promoting your stuff. Seg 10. We're in the back and we see Hurricane walking in the back after his big victory over Doink, who was also released during the draft. He pulled a prank on somebody he shouldn't have. Kind of, And he's walking around. He sees John Morrison practicing his parkour. And Hurricane stops him. He's like, looking at John Morrison. He's like, what's up with that? John's like, it's fun. That's what I do. He's like, Hurricane's looking at him. Can you teach me how to do it so I can fly like a real superhero? John kind of looks down, puzzled, and is like, yeah, sure, why not? And they walk off into John's little makeshift parkour practice area. And then we get making their way to the ring from Chicago, Illinois, the Legion of Doom. OD's making their way to the ring with Ellering yelling at him, smacking him with the paper. You need to make sure you get these belts back. I gave them to you and you lost them. You get these belts back. Just belittling LOD. Boop, 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 boop.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Making their way to the ring, the AFW Tag Team Champions, Dusty and Cody, the Rhodes. Dusty and Cody getting the crowd behind them, walking down with his belts held proud, all happy as can be for beating LOD. And they get in the ring as we go to commercial.
4 minutes, 16 seconds.
Oh my, oh my. We come back with second 11. Hawk and Cody start off the match. Hawk is just powering Cody, throwing him around a little bit. Cody then comes in to go to lock up, ducks underneath of it, comes back with a clothesline. Hawk doesn't go down. Runs off again. Hawk goes to clothesline him. He ducks, gets more speed, goes for it back. Oh, ducks more speed. Comes back with a big forearm, knocks Hawk down. Cody's in control at the moment, trying to keep the pace quickened. Finally, Hawk is able to just power clothesline him down and tag in Animal. Animal comes in, hits Dusty off the apron, and goes and picks up Cody for the big power slam. And he's just walking around the ring with him. Walks a little too close to Dusty, and Dusty blind tags himself in. He's still carrying Cody up on his shoulder. He turns to go for the power slam. Turns around, eats a bionic elbow. Cody slides down, hits the crossroads. Boom! Dusty gets on the cover. 1, 2, 3. Here are your winners and still AFW Tag Team Champions, Cody and Dusty, the Rhodes. They're celebrating. They're happy they defended their tag titles. They're enjoying themselves as we fade to the back and we see Kenny Omega on the phone holding his belt. And you can just make out a little bit of what he's saying. He's like, oh, tonight was rough. They tried to get me, but the Lucha Kings had my back. But I think I might need more backup. And then you're mumbling, coming from the other end. You can't make out who it is. And all you hear at the end is Kenny go, great, thank you. And hangs up the phone and walks off with the belt as we fade to black.
Man, who was on the other end of that phone call?
Dum, dum, dum.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is that a spoiler? Is that Don?
Is there a Don Calais Elite? I don't think there is.
No.
Not an elite, no. There's the Jackal.
Nah, no.
Bone Cruncher. That's about it.
Doesn't count.
Can't use it. If it doesn't bend at the midsection, you can't use it.
I mean, you could bend at the midsection. It might not bend back, but
It's just like in real life, right?
I mean,
Ooh.
He's getting up there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
well, I mean, he's not taking a ton of bumps. Let's be real.
So who did we had debut for Carnage tonight?
Roman.
That's it? That was your
Roman.
only debut?
That's the only one.
And then I had DDP and Bam Bam, Punk and Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
Wait, a hot shot.
I didn't hot shot it, actually.
He's just shotgunning all the talent into the first episode. He's like, what do I do now?
Oh, I still got more, baby. I still got more.
We'll find out.
I got some aces in my pocket.
Well,
Aces and eights.
No, I don't have the Dudleys.
please.
The Dudleys were not drafted.
Bring back aces and eights. Oh my god.
I think that's a good note to get out of here.
With that said, I am your commissioner, Dylan Gilbert. With me, as always, the Daredevil Dave Dahl and El Presidente Jerry Cook. And until next time, goodbye and good night. Bang.